football fan?
Me.
Most of us, right? I'm here to talk to you about the success of my favorite football player, Adrian Peterson, who plays for the Minnesota Vikings. I've been a Minnesota Vikings fan since my dad made me pretty much start watching them, and I consider him to be one of the best running backs of all time. Now, no comments on that because I'm sure other people think there are other running backs who are better, but I'm going to say of my time since I've been watching football. First, let's start with a little bit of background information on Adrian Peterson. His full name is Adrian Lewis Peterson, aka AP or All Day, and he was born in Palestine, Texas. He was the son of a former Idaho State basketball player, his father, and a Texas State track and field champion, his mother. As you can see, athletics were clearly in his genes. At Palestine High School, AP played basketball, ran track, and played football, most of his success being on the football field. In his senior year of high school, Peterson ran for 2,960 yards and 32 touchdowns, and went on to become the National Football Player of the Year. During his senior year, he committed to playing at the University of Oklahoma. Adjusting to the college level of play didn't seem like a struggle to him. Using his track and field speed, he easily could outrun defenders, but instead he seemed to run through them at full speed ahead. His freshman year, he ended with 1,925 yards rushing. Back then, that was a Division A1 record. He placed second in 2004 Heisman Trophy race and was named an All-American. Peterson's injury list soon started in his sophomore year of college, when he sat out 4 games with a bad ankle sprain, and then sat out 7 more of his junior year because of a broken collarbone. He then shortly declared himself eligible for the 2000 NFL Draft. Peterson executed well at the NFL Combine, but drafting coaches were very hesitant due to his recent injuries. He ended up being the 7th overall pick in the 2000 NFL Draft, going to the Minnesota Vikings. Now that you've heard about his background, let's go on to his career as a Minnesota Viking. Just like his transition from high school to college football, he had no trouble transitioning into the NFL. He was playing with the best of the best. He started as a backup running back, but in his 5th game, he ended up rushing for 224 yards. In Week 8 of his rookie season, he set the single-game record with 296 rushing yards. He then finished that season with 1,341 rushing yards and 12 touchdowns, being named NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year. AP led all running backs in the NFL with 1,760 yards in 2008 and led all running backs in 2009 with 18 touchdowns. However, in 2009, his season ended rough with his many fumbles in the championship game against the New Orleans Saints. He had a quiet 2010, and then his 2011 season was a disaster. He tore his ACL and MCL in his left knee. 2011 was his first year he couldn't participate in the Pro Bowl, and then the critics were questioning whether or not AP would ever be in great athletic form again. He had major surgery on December 30th, 2011 to repair the MCL and ACL. Now, don't call it a comeback. There were predictions that AP would miss at least half of the 2012 season. Not only did he come back for opening day, he had an amazing season that year. AP had 8 100-yard rushing games and 2 200-yard rushing games. The final game of the season, AP needed 208 yards to tie Eric Dickerson's single-season record of 2,105 yards. He ended with 199 that game, just 9 yards shy, but his late 26-yard rush that set Minnesota up for a field goal sent them to the playoffs. In 2014, AP got suspended for play for 9 weeks and can only apply to be reinstated no sooner than April of 2015. After all that's happened in the past years with AP, now I'm going to talk a little bit about what's happening now in the 2015 season. After missing a total of 53 weeks on the football field, it was time for AP to return. So far this season, Adrian Peterson has 1,164 yards headed into Week 8. His expected total yardage for this season was estimated at 1,500. With 5 weeks left, if he continues the trend of 100-yard rushing games each week, he will meet that expectation. Adrian Peterson is powerful and explosive and really fun to watch. He has the right combination of size, speed, power, and athleticism that not many other 30-year-old running backs have. He was named UFC Offensive Player of the Month for the month of November. because he averaged 120 yards in each of the 5 games last month. Adrian Peterson is strong-willed, very powerful, and a strong running back. He is very smart and knows the game that he loves to play. He may not have another breakout season this year, but he isn't finished with his legacy just yet. Doug.